Hey, Russell Hotels going live just for a couple minutes. Yeah, I know today's Saturday. I know it's the weekend. I know it's the day before Easter. So happy Easter to everyone. Hey, I wasn't able to do some stuff earlier this week and even yesterday, so I'm doing it today. Who said that there has to be a special day that you do a live or promote your business or, show that you have visibility, show that you're out there, right? Who says there's a special day? There's no necessarily special day. You just do it when you can do it, right? So, lesson learned, right? So, don't get caught up in, well, it's the weekend and I don't do things on the weekend or I can't post things on the weekend. Yes, you can, and yes, you should, especially if you didn't do it during the week. You guess what? There'll probably be more eyes on what you're doing if you did do it on the weekends because the people getting bombarded with things during the week, but on the weekend, I think there's less posting on certain platforms. Okay, let me just say on certain platforms, maybe on LinkedIn, it's probably less, at least less lives is what I've seen. Right. So anyway, I'm Russell of Hotels. Enough of that, rhetoric and gibberish or whatever the heck I'm saying. But anyway, I do these lives. Normally, this daily check-in is Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. But you know what? I'm doing a special weekend edition of the daily check-in. Okay, so it's not going to be that long. These daily check-ins don't last that long. But I needed to come on and thank some people because I'm not sure if you guys have been following me, but I've been putting out a lot of content all for the last couple weeks. And I've been provided content from the CLIC conference. Now, I've been talking about the CLIC conference. The CLIC conference was in March, okay? And I've been riding off of that for the last several weeks, right? Because I've been posting content that brother Bruce Jordan, the MJ of hotels, had provided for me, right? So just quick little backstory. So when we did the CLIC conference, which was I want to say it was the first week of March, Bruce reached out to me because Bruce is a traveling production company. Okay, he travels with cameras, and I mean multiple cameras. I think we had 3 cameras this particular time, 3 cameras, lights, camera action. You know what I mean? He had all these different microphones, everything, right? So he asked me if I was going to do any content. I said, yeah, maybe so. He said, well, if you are, don't bring any equipment. I got everything. I got you. I said, okay, cool. So when I got there, he had this whole production set up. So we were able to just grab people and just bring them on and talk to them, have conversation with them. And he produced it, he edited everything, and then send me the content, right? The content that I had did, he sent it to me after it was produced and edited and all that stuff. So I was able to break it down when I wanted to, put it, on YouTube and LinkedIn because those are my preferred platforms. Okay, so you're always going to find me on LinkedIn and YouTube. Just like right now, the live is on LinkedIn and YouTube. And just so you know, the comments are open. So if you're there on YouTube, feel free to make comments. You can make comments on LinkedIn as well, but they're not in real time. So, okay. So if you do them now on YouTube, they're in real time, and I'll put them on the screen in real time, so the whole world can see it. But anyway, I wanted to give a shout out to 5 specific people that helped me with the content that I was able to create. I couldn't create the content without these people because these were guests, on my kind of a daily check-in, but at the CLIC conference, right? So Miss Jezzica with Rodrigo Vargas, Vanessa with EHS Recruiting, Victor with Brighton Hospitality, Napoleon with Tag Builders, and Peter with Wenzell and Fisher. So I appreciate them taking the time and coming, and I just actually grabbed them and say, hey, let's do a quick, live about your company, your organization, and why you're at the CLIC conference for the most part, right? Those are basically the questions that I asked them. And if you haven't checked out any of that content or any of those conversations, and they were conversations, they were not interviews. People say, oh, you interviewed so-so. No, I don't interview anybody, okay? I'm not, unless I'm looking for someone for a job, right? I'm not interviewing anyone. They have jobs. They have businesses. They have jobs, right? So these were conversations about, how they got into what they're doing. It's a way to show visibility. So either visibility for themselves, visibility for their companies. Maybe they're looking for something specifically, or maybe just visibility for me, Russell of Hotels, right? So there you go. So it kind of works both ways. So there you go. So once again, shout out Jezzica, Rodrigo, Vargas, Vanessa, EHS Recruiting, Victor, Brighton Hospitality, Napoleon, Tech Builders, Peter, Wenzell, and Fisher. So make sure you go back and check out those conversations if you had not checked them out yet. They're still there. They're always going to be there. I'm never going to delete anything. Okay. So they're on LinkedIn and YouTube. Okay. So just make sure you check that stuff out. So there you go. So that was one of the big things that I wanted to talk about. But now that I've talked about that, let's just move on because we're going to do the regular daily check-in like it's Monday through Friday, but it's actually on Saturday. And the hotel, I'm always showcasing the hotel. So the hotel I'm showcasing is the Courtyard Marriott at East Point, Georgia. Now, East Point, Georgia is right outside of Atlanta. I mean, in fact, when you fly into Atlanta Airport, Hartsville, you're basically like minutes away from East Point. Okay, so they have their own hotel. They have their own hotels. They have their own vibe. They have their own CVB, right? Convention and Visitors Bureau. So if you want groups, if you have groups, kind of specialty groups and, Smurfy kind of groups, leisure kind of groups, and you don't want to go all the way into Atlanta, then East Point would be a good option for that. I mean, you can have corporate groups too if that's what you're looking for, but it's just a different vibe, different feel, different flavor. So you have to check it out and make sure that works for your corporate groups. But they have multiple hotels there as well. And so I actually visited there and stayed the night and did a tour of East Point. So East Point has some stuff going on. In fact, they even got vegan restaurants there, okay? Some non-meat eats. That's what I'm all about, right? If you guys did not know that I'm about the non-meat eats, I'm about the non-meat eats. And I was able to see and partake, if you will, in at least one vegan restaurant there. So they have a lot to offer, and people just don't know unless you go. You know what I mean? It's just one of those things that, unless you've been there, you don't know it even exists. So my job is to create visibility for CVBs, hotels, anything hospitality. Okay. So that is my job, and I take that stuff seriously, and that's what I do. That's just what I do. Okay. So anyway, so every time I do a daily check-in, I'm always showcasing a hotel, and today is the Courtyard Marriott in East Point. Move on to the blog. Okay, so I have a blog that's updated. I try to update it. I'm going to say daily, but no, I don't update it daily, but I did update it this morning, right? So the latest thing I put up there is my newsletter. Now, I started a newsletter about month and a half ago, 2 months ago. I've only done two newsletters, right? And this is my second one. So it's there now. And it's basically what it is just a summary of what I've done in the last couple of weeks, things that I've done with Russell of Hotels, or maybe conversations I've had or topics that I talked about. So it's just kind of an outline of what I've done in the last 2 weeks, just in case you did not know. So just go to russellofhotels.com. That is my website. And just go to the blog section. You'll see the little blog drop down. It says BLOG. That means blog. Hit that button. Bing! And it pops up. It doesn't bing, but I don't know why I like doing the sound effects, but I do. But so it's there. So make sure you check that out as well. And there's other information there as well. You can scroll back as far as, excuse me. Can I say that on there? I'm sorry. A couple years ago. It'll go back as far as a couple years ago. But who wants to do that, right? But no, all the stuff is there. I archive things. So you just keep going back into the archives. And if you want to see some older stuff, you can. But, the most updated stuff is this, just to say, just look at this year's stuff. But a newsletter is one of those things. And all the topics that I discuss on air with Russell of Hotels, as well as the daily check-in, are there as well. So if you need to be caught up, just go back, a couple of weeks or whatever, and you'll be caught up. Okay, so there you go. So I appreciate everyone checking those things out. So russellofhotels.com is the website. And then there's information on there. If you want to know who I am, what I do, or how I can help you, it's there as well. Things that I do, how long I've been doing it, where I started, all the information is there. So feel free to reach out and touch, or just reach out and read. Okay. I don't know. Everything has to turn into a song when it comes to me. I don't know why that is, but it is, right? So every Tuesday I do a show called On Air with Russell of Hotels. It's that live hospitality talk show that everyone's talking about, right? So I think I just did show number 293 on last Tuesday. So if you have not checked that out, once again, go to LinkedIn and YouTube because it's there. They're never going to go away either. So check out LinkedIn or YouTube, On Air with Russell of Hotels. I don't even remember the topic because it was just so long ago, meaning it was Tuesday. But check that out as well as check out some of the earlier ones as well. Countdown to show number 300. Like I said, we're at 293, so we got about 7 to go. This coming week, I probably will not do On Air. I will be traveling. I have some college tours that I got to do, right? I have to go on. So there you go. So I'm not doing it this week. But if there's time, I'll probably at least do some daily check-ins. I'll keep you posted on that kind of stuff. So I still try to be as consistent as I have to be when it comes to, posting and promoting businesses and companies and even my own brand kind of thing. So, but you have to be consistent, right? You have to be consistent. But this week may be kind of funky, meaning I may not be able to do it as much as I would like, but that's life, right? You can't do everything all the time, but you try to do it as much as you can and do it the best way that you can, right? But consistency is the key, right? So try to be as consistent as you can when it comes to posting, okay? I say this stuff all the time. Some people get it, a lot of people don't, okay? So, but that's okay. I'm going to continue to say it, and I'm going to continue to do it because you got to practice what you preach, right? So if I'm sitting up here, saying that, oh, people need to post more, and I'm not posting, well, then shame on me, right? But that's never going to be the case, right? So there you go. And the last thing is any information, or do you need any information? Do you want to contact me about anything, about what I do, how I do it, and how I can help you? Please feel free. My phone number is not here, but go to my website, russellofhotels.com, and you'll be able to find my phone number. If you want to just pick up the phone and call, that's fine as well. Contact me via email, russell@russellofhotels.com. All my information, once again, is on my website, russellofhotels.com. Phone number, email, as well as my blog and all the information. Everything that I put out is practically on there. Okay, I guess it should be on there. There's just one thing, in closing, right? I had written some stuff a couple of days ago about visibility, right? And I think I posted it yesterday, right? It had to do with visibility. It did have to do with visibility. It says you can't expect results if you're hiding. Visibility is not luck, it's strategy. So sometimes, I have these conversations with people. I say, hey, you need to come on the show and talk about, who you are, what you do, and how you can help people, right? Because everyone doesn't know that your brand exists. Contrary to popular belief, everyone does not know that your brand exists, okay? Just because you have this major brand attached to your hotel, you think that everyone knows. Well, they don't. They don't. So unless they were just there, okay, unless it's on top of their mind, yeah, okay. But no, normally people do not remember every single brand that's out there until they need it, right? And they're going to remember the last brand that maybe they saw on TV or someone come to them and talk to them about it, right? Or they happen to be driving by it. Those are the times that people remember certain brands, right? It's just not top of mind unless you're consistently putting things out there. So there's two things that I came up with, like quotes or whatever. The one was the one I just said. You can't expect results if you're hiding. And a lot of people, I'm going to tell you, a lot of people I ask to come on here, they rather hide than come on and talk about their brand and be visible. It's all about being visible, having visibility. Because people need to know who you are, what you do, and how you can help them. So why not, it's just come on and have a conversation and we can talk about those things. How'd you get in this industry? People love stories, right? But it all starts with the visibility part, right? People love a story, but they want to see you as well, right? And I always say that social media for me, and for a lot of people may not admit it, but it's even the playing ground when it comes to, because big media used to be the only ones you had to, spend a lot of money to do something like this, okay? To broadcast, to, I got, I'm on LinkedIn right now, right? Okay, so to broadcast to my 27,000, connections, right? You needed to be on either radio or you needed to be on TV to do that. Well, now since social media came out, years ago, we're able to reach people that we couldn't reach before. But you have to be consistent, right? That's the whole thing. So, and visibility is not luck. It's luck that they saw me on this. No, it's a strategy. My strategy is I'm gonna post Monday through Friday for the most part, right? I have a show called On Air with Russell of Hotels. Comes on every Tuesday. I also have another show called The Daily Check-In that comes on Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. So that's 5 days a week that I'm doing something, right? And that's just on LinkedIn and YouTube. We're not talking about the other platforms, right? We're only talking about LinkedIn and YouTube because those are ones that I use primarily for business. Now, if I want to do some personal stuff, okay, Facebook and Instagram, or I have an accounts, but I have accounts on those platforms and other platforms as well. But a lot of the other ones can just be for vanity, right? I just want to make sure people know that I'm there. I may post things. I may even the same things that I post on LinkedIn and YouTube, I will post over there as well. Okay. So I think you still have to have a presence on those other platforms, but I just don't use them as much because the bang for my buck comes from LinkedIn and YouTube, right? So when or I get business or I'm able to help more people on these particular platforms or who are on these platforms, it's LinkedIn and YouTube. So there you go. So just know the platforms that work for you and do, work them accordingly. So visibility is not luck. So yeah, you have to plan to do it, but plan it. Okay. It's not that hard to do. If someone's asking you to come on and do it, just do it or seek people out like, hey, I need to do something different than what I'm doing now. So I want more visibility. I want people to know who I am. I want to be the face of this particular brand, right? So how do you do that? Be visible. So if you're not doing it yourself, have someone else help you. And that's what Russell of Hotels is about. Anything hospitality, you want to come on and talk? Let's do that, right? Let's do it. Excuse me. Let's make it happen. But yeah, so just remember, you can't expect results if you're hiding. Visibility is not luck, it's strategy. So look forward to seeing that quote early and often. Okay, so anyway. And the next one that I had was visibility leads to brand awareness leads to brand excitement, and brand excitement leads to bookings. Who doesn't want at the end of that the pot of gold or at the end of the rainbow, there's a pot of gold, right? So that's what I'm talking about, right? So when you get to the end of that, once you see that rainbow, what do you expect? You're expecting a pot of gold, right? Or something, some reward. Excuse me. So just make sure that we know that visibility leads, in order to get business, it starts with visibility. That's what it comes down to. In order to get or to receive business, it starts with visibility. Visibility leads to brand awareness. Brand awareness leads to brand excitement. And brand excitement leads to bookings. That's it. That's all I got. Happy Saturday. Have a great weekend. Happy Easter to everyone tomorrow. And we'll see you next week. But anyway, I do appreciate everybody coming on or whoever is on. If not, you'll see it on the replay, and that's fine as well. So once again, this is Russell of Hotels. This was the daily check-in, a special daily check-in, a special Saturday daily check-in of Russell of Hotels. So anyway, that is it. Any questions at all, feel free to contact me. Russell@russellofhotels.com is my email. Go to my website, russellofhotels.com. My blog is there. Anything that I talked about today, right now, will be on there. Anything I talked about in the past will be there. If you want to know who I am, how I do it, and how long I've been doing it, and why I do it, go to my website and just check it out. All the information is there as well. So that is it. Have a great day. And as always, peace.